Hey man, it's your boy Papa Duck back with another video. Double shout out to everybody that been tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe if you ain't already did that. And like I say, if you or anybody you know want to promote on the channels, go to papaduckpromo@gmail.com. Let's get it in. Now that I got y'all attention, right? I want y'all to pay attention to something. Before they used to sell you body wash, conditioner, and then what is it, shampoo, right? How is it those three things were sold separately? People are so brainwashed and so conditioned to now they're selling it 3-in-1. So you telling me you can go buy shampoo, conditioner, and body wash all in one and ain't nobody said shit? But that's how conditioned people are. Another thing that I want to bring to y'all attention, they starting to talk about human flesh and shit. I was told on the show Chopped, and I ain't found it yet. Maybe y'all know, but on Chopped, one of the ingredients, or one of these little cooking shows, one of the ingredients, I think it was shark meat, some other meat, and it was human meat. So you're gonna start seeing this human meat shit everywhere because they trying to condition it in. They trying to make that shit not be so spooky, not be so, they want that shit to be like something that we can get immune to. And like I say, don't think about you. You may not eat it. People within your age range, 10 years above, well, I'm gonna say 10, 15 years above, 10, 15 years below, they may not eat it. But the kids, that's why I say you always think about your kids. They ain't gonna know no difference coming up into a world where eating meat will be accepted. Just like a lot of shit that's accepted today that we thought wasn't gonna be accepted. This is human conditioning based off the experiences. But if they give you the experience, right, they give you the condition. And if they give you the condition, then they pretty much control how you think about that experience. This ain't no rocket science. So now you're gonna, just like with people being there. Like I say, man, I don't give a fuck what you want to be. You want to be this, that, I don't care. But you see how they gradually massage that in? That's exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of things that we are not or wasn't immune to, eventually make that shit of the norm. So when you speak of shit being of the norm, who controls that? Because if I talk this group of people that eating rats is okay and they eat that shit, and I talk these group of people that no, don't eat no rats, they're gonna argue back and forth what's good and what's not. But you have to look at the person that put these experiences in your life. They the ones that control your life. And that's basically the basic way I can break that shit down. When I be saying shit like the way you think of yourself is controlled by someone else's ideologies, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You are conditioned, bro. And I want you to understand that if you really think about it, we don't live tribal. If you live tribal, you mean you experience everything exactly the same. Okay, so we should have the exact outcome. But when you living differently, like it's like all these houses you see in the United States or anywhere, there's just individual people living amongst themselves. But if we all live collectively like a tribe, it'll be way better because our experiences will be exactly the same. Now you might say, well, how do you experience this different and this different just because we live in different houses? Bro, again, you don't know how your biology works. You don't know how the psychology works. Let me give you an example. And I always give this example. Let's say this guy grew up with white folks because he was adopted. And these white folks showed him love, vacations, all the good things in life and showed that black person that. Let's say this black person experience with white folks was totally different. They out fishing, they riding by chucking balls at them, call them all kind of names. The experience is different. So therefore, the outcome is going to be different as far as how you see those people or see that person. So how can we have the same outcome when we experience this shit differently? It doesn't make sense, and they understand this shit. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, we think we live in individually, I'm gonna say collectively, but we're not. I told y'all, America is a individualistic country. Look it up, individualistic and look up collectivism and individualism. Two total different things. But my thing is this: I want y'all to dig a little deeper and think a little deeper. If we all lived amongst each other, if it was 1,000 of us men and 1,000 women, you know what I'm saying, we live amongst each other, we live tribal, we see each other every day, we will gain a different type of respect for each other, we will help each other because we all we got. Like, it's a different thing. But these people done literally went in, figured out ways to break this shit all up. No, y'all can't be together, but y'all gonna have the same consequences. Even though, like, I feel like rich people, if they break certain crimes, they should get a certain type of consequence. Because ain't no way in the hell you having money to acquire resources, you shouldn't be doing like, I'm talking about not no petty shit, but it's shit that you shouldn't just be doing. You shouldn't be doing that shit. And that's just how I feel, because everything is different. We experience the shit different. It should be a different outcome. Now, if we live tribal, we should experience the same thing and have the same outcome when it comes to consequences. But we don't. And we're gonna always be broken up, because these people know if we came together, and shit they can do. Anytime you see a group of people come together and they see that shit happening, that's when they start, we gotta break it up. Because there's power in numbers. Why you think they sold together? They keep us separated because we stay in different houses, we got different names, experiencing shit differently. Everything is different. But you just gotta understand where I'm coming from, man. We're supposed to live like the cells in our bodies, man, together. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be where, and this is why people got different views on different things. It's like, how can you argue with one group of people that was taught this and another group of people that was taught that? It's just, these motherfuckers know that. And that's one thing that keeps us fighting amongst each other. How can we agree when we've been experiencing things differently? Like, you don't get it? Like, you got, like I said, one group of people that you teach them to eat rats, and they feel like it's okay, but they don't know no different. Then you got these group of people, they don't eat rats. Why? Somebody told them that, man, rats. So you like, I don't eat rats. So you immune to that. You conditioned to that. So when you go to argue what's right or what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, how can you when y'all have experienced things different? So it's all about respect at that point. Like, you may not like it or do it, just respect it, and vice versa. But from a global standpoint, I'm speaking from a global standpoint, how can we judge something when we've always experienced it differently? That's all I'm saying. And you got to think outside the box to even grasp what I'm saying. We are conditioned as humans. They call it human conditioning. Because, like I say, people around the world do things differently because they've experienced life differently. They've been taught differently, you know. And these people that run this shit, that's why they have to get in front of the race, so they can depict, you know, which way you go. They have to own education, own the foods, all that shit. But watch my word. Watch you gonna start seeing eating flesh and human flesh and all popping up everywhere. But anyway, man, I just want to drop it on y'all. It's all love. I just want to drop it on y'all right quick. But if you start seeing that shit, man, comment. Put a comment. Cause all of a sudden now you hear everything about human flesh. And they implement that shit in the movies. They implement it on TV shows. And right now it's like, ha, ha, ha. But pretty soon, it's gonna be serving your ass a bitch arm. Boy, Papa Duck, like I tell y'all, man, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. Holla at y'all in the next video, man.